right, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Legion of Orange Flyers show here on the Ring the Bell Network. I am Christy Francesco. Zach, the Raj of the Bells, is with me. As always, we were supposed to do a show last night, but Zach here got home, pretty late from the Flyers game, so we just weren't able to hop on. But thank goodness there's a back-to-back, so we were able to hop on after this game. Look, the Flyers get a point tonight. They were in Columbus on the second half of a back-to-back where they had a huge emotional win on Monday night last night at home against the Florida Panthers in a comeback game where the Flyers now, they hold the NHL lead in the most third-period comebacks, which is 8. Today they had a third-period lead and just couldn't hold it. They now fall to 1-6-1 on the second halves of back-to-back games. So back-to-back games is just not something that really are in the Flyers' favor right now. But Zach, I'm going to ask you. This was a game. This was a game that the Flyers had. They didn't look too good throughout the game. You definitely saw some fatigue. Probably. I want to say maybe midway through the third period. I thought tonight was the worst game I've seen Matvei Michkov play. His skating ability tonight there's a lot to be desired there. And maybe it was a back-to-back. I don't know. But nonetheless, he looked pretty brutal in the third period and in overtime. He almost cost the Flyers the game in overtime with a horrific turnover. But I will say this, Zach, if it wasn't for Ivan Fedotov, this would have been like a 5-1 loss. He was terrific. What was your overall thoughts on tonight's game?
I feel like they were just tired. Had it been from the game against the Panthers.
Mm-hmm.
I thought they had it until there can be a couple penalties called against the Blue Jackets that the refs missed.
Mm-hmm.
Especially towards the end there.
I agree. Look, there was a couple times, even the third period, Fedotov, he robbed Severson late in, right in that doorstep late in the third period, kept it a 2-2 game. But as it stands right now, the Flyers through 45 games have 44 points. They are only 4 points out of that top wild card spot, which is held by the Columbus Blue Jackets, who right now are riding a 5-game winning streak. But real quick, I do want to ask you, though, Zach, man, it looks like, how much more can we say about Noah Cates other than just get this guy a contract for right now? Let's just sign him, get him locked up. He's probably overall, other than Travis Konechny, the best player on the hockey team. He's a lot of fun to watch. He dominated the ice again tonight. I also want to give credit where credit's due. I want to give credit to Bobby Brink, who continues to play so well. He had a great goal in the first period, but Bobby Brink is like that guy where the stats aren't going to show, or so far this season, they're just not showing how good Bobby Brink has been playing. Zach, what are you seeing out of Bobby Brink?
I think he's getting out of that slump that he's been in for quite a while now.
Yeah.
But ever since he got put on that Noah Cates and Forrester line, that line's probably been our best line for almost a month.
I would, absolutely agree with you. Yeah, definitely almost a month.
But Torts said, I believe it was last night, that he wanted to get Bobby Brink a goal and get him going. And first goal of the night was Bobby Brink.
Yeah, great play, too.
That was a great play by Sealer. That was the no-look.
Very good play.
No-look pass right to Bobby.
Yep. Great tip in, too, by Brink. Yeah, that's the kind. I was so happy for Bobby Brink there. The other guy I want to talk about, and he's been getting I have this crap on my keyboard here, and it's a guy that's been getting a lot of slack, negative slack on him all season. I mean, a ton from me. I mean, he's a guy that's probably not going to be here much longer. But he's been playing some good hockey lately, Zach, and that's Morgan Frost. Another guy who he's skating really well. He's making good, quick decisions with the puck on his stick. I saw him make a couple really good forechecks today, good defensive plays. Are we about to get into the part of the season where Morgan Frost makes Danny Briere fall in love with him again and not get rid of him?
I really hope not. We need to stop falling in love with these players. You see what Morgan Frost brings the last 3 months before the last 4 games.
Mm-hmm.
He was a no-show mostly every game up until 4 games ago.
Right.
And I just hope the last 4 games that he's been playing great, that Briere doesn't fall in love with him and doesn't trade him at the deadline.
I mean, we'll definitely see, but overall, I thought it was a good effort, a really good effort by the Flyers tonight. 25 shots on goal to 29 for Columbus. The Flyers won the face-off battle at just about 54%. Only had 2 penalties called on them tonight. For 4 total minutes, 6 total minutes for Columbus. The Flyers just destroyed them in hits, 25 hits to 13 for Columbus. Even Columbus even lost the giveaway battle, 15 giveaways. So the Flyers just, even though they won the turnover battle, they just couldn't find a way to win. So 26 saves on 28 shots for Ivan Fedotov. 929 save percentage tonight. When you look at the total time for minutes tonight for the players here, Travis Sanheim leading the way, over 25 minutes of ice time tonight. Cam York at 21:45. Ristolainen over 22 minutes. In terms of the forwards, it looked like Owen Tippett had the most ice time tonight, over 20 minutes of ice time for Owen Tippett. Hey, what's going on, man? Legit do. All right, what's going on? Overall, could you really expect anything else out of the Flyers tonight, Zach, after that just the best game of the season on Saturday against Anaheim? Then you have another emotional roller coaster of a game Monday night or last night against the defending world champions and the Florida Panthers. I tell you what, to escape this back-to-back with a point against a team in Columbus who's coming in with a lot of confidence behind them right now. Tell you what, Zach, I'm actually pretty happy getting a point out of this. 3 points in 2 games. I'm pretty happy with that.
I couldn't agree more with you.
Yeah,
couldn't agree more. But we just need to let's just sign Noah Cates now, because if it wasn't for him the past 3 games, I don't think we'll be winning these games, to be honest with you.
Well, obviously, Cates has been a big deal. Noah Cates is that kind of player. He has that Mike Richards type play where he can do a lot of damage offensively, but can also really help you big time defensively too. Clearly, Noah Cates is a Selk type guy. Richie was a Selkie player as well. I mean, the captain of the Flyers has a Selk trophy, on his resume. I don't know what they're going to do with Noah Cates. I was talking to somebody with the Flyers tonight, talking about the whole Cates situation. If he continues to play the way he's playing right now, they're going to get a deal done before the end of the season. I brought up what I would assume he might get, might be like a 5x5, maybe even depending on how he keeps playing. You could be looking at a 5x5.5 for Noah Cates. But nonetheless, if he keeps playing the way he is, Zach, he's not going to, you're not going to sign to a 5x3, 5x3.5. You're going to, if Joel Farabee is raking this team by the coals at $5 million a year, you said it yourself. Noah Cates is looking at that. He knows what his value is to this team. moving forward. So I think Noah Cates is going to be a big priority, especially on a team right now that isn't signing any big time players right now. If they're going to get a big player, it's going to be in the offseason, and it's going to be via big time trades. It's going to be, hockey trades all summer. The salary cap, which I was going to talk about, but we might not get to it tonight. The salary cap is going up $9 million. I mean, just a massive jump for the salary cap. And if this is such a huge load off the back off of a team, for a team like the Flyers, who are going to be spending a lot of their time over the next 6 to 7 months shedding salary. Over the next month and a half, 2 months, they're going to be working on dropping salary off that roster. So that salary cap going up big time doesn't mean the Flyers should just go in the offseason and just start throwing money at people. This is where you start shedding salary off that team. You're making trades, getting rid of the Farabees. Obviously, like the Morgan Frost, you got to start dumping some salary. If I'm the Flyers, the only thing I'm focusing on the offseason is making a good hockey trade. And if I'm going to sign anybody, I'm going to try to make a signing with a really top goaltender. Not a top goaltender. Teams don't just get rid of top goalies, but I'm going after a goalie who I can play 55 to 60 times a year, because the Flyers just don't have that. But that's should the focus for that organization right now, Zach, should it be we got to get Noah Cates locked up here?
Yeah, I think that should come next. I believe that will be the next signing, is the Noah Cates. I know Forster has what, 2 years? 2 years left, I think.
I believe Forster has 2 years left. Yeah.
And I know Bobby Brink I think he is a restricted free agent at the end of the year.
He's a restricted free agent at the end of the year.
Okay. Yeah. And you got York. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, I would sign Noah Cates like tomorrow. Just lock him up. 4 or 5 year deal, $5 million. I will do it.
Yeah, I think that's pretty fair. I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to be looking at for him. But I do look. That's not really my number one focus right now. I was kind of being facetious by saying that. The number one focus right now should be a team to continue to try to win some games here, and make a push for a playoff berth. Obviously, a wild card's right there for the taking. They're 4 points out of the top wild card spot. This is a team playing with really good momentum right now. They have a tough little stretch coming up. I mean, they have they're off tomorrow. They play. They head up to the island. Face the Islanders on Thursday night. Saturday they're in New Jersey against the Devils, and then at home on Tuesday against the Red Wings. A lot of games coming up where you're going to be playing the same team a couple times. Yeah, the Islanders coming up on Thursday. Then you play them again Friday, January 24th. You play the Devils 3 times in the next 2 weeks. So that's going to be interesting. But yeah, they play the Islanders 3 more times before the end of the month, which is crazy. But yeah, some good wins could be coming up here. I think they should be able to take care of the Islanders. The Red Wings should be some wins. The Rangers are in complete disarray. So that's the Devils always play the Flyers hard. The Flyers and Devils always play each other hard. So again, Zach, this is a Flyers team with a schedule coming up here who they really could start collecting some really much needed points before that 4 Nations break in February. Are you confident? Last week I asked you the question if you're confident this team can start putting together some points and some wins to get in to make a push for that wild card. Are you confident that that's going to happen, or are you still kind of, negative Nancy over here?
I'm going to be the negative Nancy here.
Okay.
What are they? 4 points out of the second wild card spot?
They're 4 points out of the top wild card spot.
Okay. I don't see Columbus going on a downswing here at all.
Okay.
I think Columbus is going to work their way into the first wild card. But I didn't see who's in the first wild card spot.
I just told you the
Who was
Columbus
it?
Blue Jackets.
Who's in the second?
Ah, damn! Now I got to go back. You're killing me. The
Oh, you know
second
what?
wild, I got it right here. The second wild card right now is Oh, I'm sorry. The Bruins just won. So the Bruins are now the top wild card spot with 49 points. Columbus
Wow.
is second with 48. Ottawa is third at 45, and the Flyers are at 44. So the Flyers are there.
Yeah, it's gonna. I think it's still gonna be tough though. I don't see Columbus losing a lot of games.
So
Like,
that's the thing. Columbus is 8-2 in their last 10. The Bruins are 3-6-1 in their last 10. But in front of the Flyers is the Red Wings, who they got coming up twice at the end of this month.
yep.
They're 7-3 in their last 10. So the Islanders are ninth in the wild card, obviously one of the worst teams in hockey. The Rangers are right there as well. Again, these are wins and points that the Flyers really need to focus on and pick up. But that's just that's where they are right now. Looking at this game that obviously we just had, like I said, the Flyers fall in a shootout by a score of 3-2. A pretty tough loss coming on that second half, the back-to-back. It did seem like they ran out of gas in the middle of that third period. And this, like I said, Columbus is a team playing with a lot of confidence right now. But overall, who are your 3 stars of the game tonight?
Number one is Zach Werenski from the Blue Jackets.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, he's I think he has 50 points now. So I think he's 1 point above Cal McCarr right now for the
I think
first
you're right.
amount of points for a defenseman.
Mm-hmm.
So he's my number one tonight. Number two, I'm probably going to say Kirill Marchenko.
Wow. Okay.
I love that guy.
So Fedotov isn't in there for you.
No, he's my third.
Okay. All right. All right.
He did play good, but just that shootout goal alone for Marchenko, that tops Fedotov.
Yeah. Werenski would be my top star. Fedotov would be my second star, and Marchenko would be my third star. Bobby Brink is pretty close to being one of my 3 stars, but I just can't give it to him right now. But still, look, rough loss. Still get a point out of this. The Flyers still remain 5 points out of the top wild card spot, 4 points out of the second wild card spot to the team they lost to tonight. So coming up on Thursday, the Flyers will be heading up to Long Island to play the New York Islanders, who have 41 points right now in the East. So not having a really a really good season so far. But again, this is like one of those teams where you think this is the kind of game where the Flyers can come in, look pretty good, and then they get rolled. Do you expect to see Sam Ersson starting on Thursday?
Yeah, he's for sure going to start Thursday.
Yeah, I agree.
He should start Thursday, Saturday, and Monday.
He ain't starting 3 in a row. That ain't gonna. That doesn't happen on a Tortorella team. No, they don't have that kind of confidence in him yet. All right. So before we get out of here, what's your prediction for Flyers Islanders on Thursday?
I'm sorry. I think it's going to be a loss.
Man,
we always have trouble playing the Islanders.
Okay.
They got a good defense still.
Yep.
Good goalie.
Yep.
I just don't see us. I think it's going to be a 6-1 blowout.
6-1.
6-1. I called it here.
I just want to let
heard it here.
I just want to tell everybody this, that my co-host here is full of shit, because if I call him, when I call him tomorrow, because he's my brother, so we talk, he'll call me 14 times a day. So when I talk to him tomorrow, he's going to tell me the Flyers are going to smash the Islanders on Thursday. And it's just going to piss me off so much because that's not what he really feels. So it's crazy that he's saying this right now. You feel that. I don't know how you feel that way right now. I'm so used to you just Googling all over this team.
It's because Erson's going to start on Thursday, so it's going to be 6-1 Islanders.
Oh, my God. All right. Well, if you guys are watching on YouTube, thank you so much. Like this video, subscribe to the channel, and, of course, ring that bell for notifications. We'll be back this weekend, probably Saturday some point because, with the Eagles game on Sunday, we won't be having a show on Sunday, but the week for the Flyers ends on Saturday. So we'll be here following their Saturday game against the New Jersey Devils. That's a 12:30 start, so that's a nice early game for Flyers fans. So yeah, we'll be back here again Saturday afternoon, between Saturday afternoon and Saturday night. Again, thank you guys for watching on YouTube. Thank you for watching these shows. Our Flyer show has been doing terrific when we're here. Excited for the future of this. Zach, thank you very much for chiming in. I hope everybody has a great rest of their evening, and we'll check you guys out here on Saturday. Have a great rest of your week, everybody. And as always, go Flyers.
See you guys.